What is happening, guys? Jason here, back again for another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 places to live and places to travel to in Thailand in 2022. A lot of you guys who watch me, who are subscribers to me, have asked me, have requested something like this in the past, so I'm finally here to deliver this video to you guys for those who are curious on my thoughts and which is the best place to live in Thailand, which is the best place to travel to in Thailand. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts all in this one video so you guys can see my thoughts on that. As always, this is not factual information. Please don't take this as fact. This is purely my opinion and this is from my experience. So I'm going to be referencing and referring to my notes here. I'm going to be briefly talking on each place and giving a brief summary of each place and what my experience was like in each place that I went to. And as always, you can I'll leave on the screen for you when I talk about each place the playlist of each destination in Thailand that I've been to, so you guys can check out all the videos from there if you haven't already as well. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it. The first list I'm going to talk about is my top 5 places to travel to in Thailand in 2022. So first off, I'm going to mention, this is an honorable mention. This is not going to be in the top 5, but I thought I'd include this as an honorable mention for this video. That will have to be Pattaya, Thailand. Now, Pattaya is definitely not the place for everyone. It is the capital of fun. It is the adult entertainment, the adult playground, city of the world, of Southeast Asia, most definitely. But it is notorious for its nightlife. However, they do have a lot of great events on, and this is why I included it as an honorable mention. I know in November and December last year, they did have a bunch of festivals. They had a music festival, they had a fireworks festival. That was towards the end of last year in November or December. So if you're going to Pattaya in Thailand during that time, I would make some time and head on down to the fireworks festival. That was looking beautiful. I was looking at all the pictures and the videos from people's timelines and who were actually there, and it looked amazing. So I highly recommend that. But Pattaya is definitely a place to check out. You got a beach there. You've got some cool places like a nightlife and bars, and you've also got lots of festivals as well. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then Pattaya is definitely a place you want to check out. Okay, so we'll start off with the top 5. I'm going to start with number 5. This is going to surprise a few people. It's not, I'd imagine this city would not be on a lot of people's list, but it definitely should be. It is Hat Yai. It is in the south of Thailand, right near the border of Thailand and Malaysia. But this place, man, is really, really unique. It is really, really cool, and I don't know why not many tourists have discovered this place already. I highly recommend it. I've only been there for a day trip, so I can't comment too much on it, but the day I was there, I was very, very fascinated by my surroundings. It's like a bit of a Chinese/Islamic influence on the city. There's a lot of mosques, there's a lot of temples, there's a lot of great places to eat, and best of all, not too many tourists. Every time the Thai people or the locals would see you, they'll have to look twice, because they see a foreigner, they get quite happy. So and the food is amazing, guys. The food is amazing. One of the best beef soups I've ever had was right here in Hat Yai. It was absolutely delicious, and the people are just super, super friendly. You've got some beautiful local parks. Hat Yai's got some beautiful beaches as well, and it is, of course, the main gateway to the beautiful island of Koh Phi Phi, which I will talk about a little bit later. Spoiler alert, oops. But as you guys would know, of course, Koh Phi Phi is my favorite island in Thailand. But Hat Yai, this place, definitely make some time to go to Hat Yai. If you're ever going to Koh Phi Phi, for example, make some time in Hat Yai. It is absolutely amazing. But On my next time in Thailand, my next trip in Thailand, I will absolutely endeavor to make some time to visit Hat Yai. That is going to be an absolute priority for me. So I will be returning to Hat Yai in the future. So stay tuned for those videos as well. And number 4, of course, we've got the capital city, Bangkok. It is the biggest city in Thailand, one of the biggest cities in Southeast Asia, the crazy, crazy Bangkok. It is not for everyone, admittedly, but there is an endless amount of things to do here. You've got night markets, you've got rooftop bars, you've got shopping malls, you've got temples, you've got dinner cruises along the river, and just absolutely everything for anybody here in Bangkok. You can do anything. The food is great. Some really luxurious shopping malls here. I highly recommend Icon Siam. If you're going to Icon Siam, check out the water show. They have this sort of water show similar to what they have at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. It's not obviously to that level, to that degree, but it is still quite beautiful. I think every night at 7 or 8 p.m. As well, but it is absolutely recommended. And also a really big must that I just recently discovered in Bangkok is you got to do one of these dinner cruises, man. Find the time and get a dinner cruise along the Chao Phraya River. You've got a dinner buffet included, and you've also got the chance to take in the amazing views of the Bangkok skyline. You've got the Wat Arun temple, you've got the Asiatic riverfront area with the big Ferris wheel, and of course you're gonna drive past the Icon Siam shopping mall area as well. So it's absolutely amazing, and definitely a must thing to do in Bangkok. But of course you've got nightlife, you've got shopping malls, you've got pretty much everything there is to do in Thailand you can find in Bangkok. It is not for everyone. It is a crazy city. There is lots of traffic, but it is a place that you have to visit, and you will probably visit anyway if you are flying into Thailand. It's either Bangkok or Phuket, so you're definitely going to be flying into one of those two places, and Bangkok is a ginormous city, so it's a ginormous place to explore, and I do recommend it. All right, number 3, this is going to be an island. It is a beautiful, beautiful island. It is one of my favorite islands in Thailand. Actually, it is my favorite island in Thailand. It is Koh Phi Phi. Koh Phi Phi. Just, I briefly touched on it before when I was talking about Hat Yai. This is in the south of Thailand, in the Satun province, and it's very, very close to Malaysia. It's actually closer to Malaysia than it is to Thailand. So it is quite a trip if you're coming from a place like Bangkok or Chiang Mai even. It is definitely, you're gonna have to allow a day to get here. It is not easy to get here. It is, I would allow like 5 to 6 hours. You will need a whole day to get here, you know, with the flight to Hat Yai, and then you've got a 1.5 hour van ride from the airport to the Pakbara Pier in the Satun province, and then you've got another 1.5 hour speedboat ride to the actual island of Koh Phi Phi. So all in all, allow a 5 to 6 hour ride. A lot of you guys probably surprised as to why I did not put this higher on the list, is because, well, basically of that reason. Is not an easy place to get to, and a lot of people, if you're coming here to travel in Thailand, and you got like 2 or 3 weeks, you know, it can be quite annoying. So I totally understand that, but it is highly worth it, guys. This is the clearest water I have ever seen in all of Thailand, right here in the beaches. Sunrise Beach, Sunset Beach, Pattaya Beach. No, I'm not talking about Pattaya City Beach. I'm talking about Pattaya Beach in Koh Phi Phi. That is when you will arrive at the speedboat at that pier. But it is just absolutely beautiful place, man. It is not the busiest island in the world, but if you're into that sort of laid back, quiet, beautiful white sand beaches with a little bit of nightlife, not a whole lot, but a little bit of nightlife with a chill vibe, then you will absolutely love Koh Phi Phi, guys. Some great restaurants and some of the friendliest people you will ever meet as well. So Koh Phi Phi, man, I cannot speak more highly of Koh Phi Phi. It is a bit of an adventure to get there, but it is incredibly, incredibly worth it. All right, number 2 on this list. It was very, very difficult to get down to the final 2 on this list, but I came down to it. Chiang Mai. This is my favorite city in Thailand. Chiang Mai is absolutely amazing. It has everything to offer and more. You've got beautiful mountain landscapes, you've got beautiful natural environments, national parks, temples, amazing food. Oh my gosh, guys, the food is incredible. One of my favorite dishes in Thailand is from this area. It's called khao soi. If you haven't tried khao soi, then you definitely need to try it. It is absolutely amazing. And I just feel so incredibly happy in Chiang Mai whenever I get the chance to go to Chiang Mai. And the great thing about it is it's so cheap. Like, it is so cheap. It is the best value in all of Thailand, and it is just amazing, guys. If you ever have the chance to go to Chiang Mai, you need to put this as a priority. It is my favorite list. It is my favorite city in Thailand by far, and I just always enjoy my time there, guys. And of course, we get down to number one on this list. It is going to surprise some people. Would I have put this on this list? Now, this is the list of places to travel to in 2022. Now, if this was a list of places, top 5 places to travel to in Thailand in, say, 2019 or 2018, I would not have put this in number 1 spot. However, I will this time. It is Koh Phi Phi, the Phi Phi Islands, guys, number 1 on my list. The reason being, some of the clearest water you'll ever see in Thailand. The Krabi region in general, just incredible. You got so much things to do here, so many things to explore. You can rent a private longtail boat to take you around the islands for a day or 3 hours or whatever you want. You just tell the driver where you want to see. You've got beautiful sights. You've got the Pile Lagoon. You've got the Maya Bay, famous beach from the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. If you haven't seen that, that is the famous beach area. If you want to know the true definition of paradise, it has to be this one, the Phi Phi Islands. It is true paradise. Yes, it can get a little bit busy. However, it is nowhere near the levels that pre-COVID we're seeing. So it is definitely a must to do here in Koh Phi Phi, especially as it's a lot more quieter now. And you've also got some great quality accommodation all across the island, in Tonsai Beach and Loa Dalum Beach as well. And I just absolutely love it. It is just an amazing place to visit. And obviously, why I put this as number 1 also is because it is a lot easier to get to than Koh Lipe Bay, for example. So with Koh Phi Phi, you can get a ferry or a speedboat from Phuket or anywhere in the Krabi region as well, and it's not too far at all. So you got a lot more accessibility with Koh Phi Phi, whereas Koh Lipe Bay is a lot more further out from the mainland, and it will take a bit more time to get there. Obviously, it's just as much worth it as Koh Phi Phi is, but that is why I put Koh Phi Phi as number 1, is because it's just as beautiful as Koh Lipe Bay, and it's definitely a lot easier to get to. It takes a little bit of less time getting there as well. So that is my number 1 list, guys, Koh Phi Phi. Let me know what you guys think. That is my top 5 list. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of my list, if you agree, if you disagree. Also give me your top 5 list as well in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. Alright, so now I'm going to get into my top 5 places to live in Thailand in 2022. Now, these 5 places, these were the only 5 places that I spent a relatively decent amount of time in my whole year, a little bit over a year here in Thailand. So these are the 5 places that I got to live in Thailand that I like to consider it as either a month or more. So these are the sort of places that I've been to and lived in Thailand. I'm going to rate them from number 5 to number 1, my top 5. Here we go. So number 5, I'm going to put Pattaya as number 5. Now, Pattaya has an endless amount of accommodation options. It is definitely not lacking in terms of accommodation. You've got condominiums, you've got apartments, you've got everything, all guest houses, you've got it all in Pattaya, and at a reasonable price as well. And obviously Pattaya is in a great location. It is close to Bangkok. It is close to some beautiful islands like Koh Lan and Koh Chang and Koh Samet. So all of these great places. It is in a great location. Obviously the nightlife plays a huge factor in a lot of people's decision whether to live here or not. For me, I couldn't live here full time, but
some people can. Some people like that sort of thing and they would love to live here. For me, I can't deal with that sort of thing on a daily basis. It would just drive me mad. It drove me mad for about 2 months, and this was actually during COVID when it was a lot quieter than normal. So I just got tired of that whole aspect of it, and it was just yeah, it was just that. But for me, a lot of people might have a different experience and they might enjoy Pattaya, but for me it was number 5, so I would have to go number 5 for Pattaya. Number 4, I'm going to put Bangkok. Bangkok again gets number 4. The 4th place is a ginormous city. As I mentioned, you've got a ton of accommodation options here, everything from budget accommodation to luxury accommodation. However, it's a little bit more expensive here in Bangkok, obviously being a large city here in Southeast Asia. It's going to be a little bit more expensive here, especially with your condominiums and that sort of thing, and the prices are going up and going somewhat near to pre-COVID levels. You can still find a great deal in Bangkok, however it's going to be a little bit more difficult finding a good bargain here in Bangkok at this time. But obviously a lot of accommodation options, and of course for me, why I love Bangkok so much is the transport, the ease of transport here. You got your BTS SkyTrain, you got your MRT, you've got your taxis, your endless amount of taxis here. You just got everything, buses, all of your transport options are taken care of, and you can get around here so easy, more than any other city in Thailand. That is why I love Bangkok, and that is why I put it in my top 5 of places to live in Thailand, and that's why I put it as number 4. Now, it definitely is a hectic place to live. I couldn't live there again full-time because it's just the traffic, the atmosphere is just, it's crazy, and you know, you're gonna have a hard time finding a little bit of peace and quiet here in a place like Bangkok, let's be honest. All right, number 3. Number 3, in my opinion, this is the cheapest place to live in Thailand. I've said it before, I've made a lot of videos here. It is Udon Thani. Udon Thani in the Isan province in the northeast of Thailand. I think this place definitely deserves a little bit more love in terms of the places to live in Thailand. This definitely needs to see a little bit of a bigger community. Now granted, there is not a lot of English speaking locals here, so you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time finding some people who speak English here. However, you've got a great expat community here. A lot of retirees live here, a lot of the older gentlemen live here with their Thai wives and their Thai families, so that is the main community here. But going back to what I was saying, it is the cheapest place to live in Thailand for me. You can find places for 3,000 a month, 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, around that range, and of course a little bit more than that as well if you want to get a house. But it is a great place to settle down, guys. Udon Thani is a great place. It can get a little bit boring, no doubt about it, but you have some great places nearby as well. You've got some great towns like Nong Khai, Sakon Nakhon, Khon Kaen as well. They're all within an hour or 2 hours of Udon Thani, so it is in a great location as well. And I do enjoy my time in Udon Thani purely because it's so cheap, and the food is great. Also, the locals are so friendly. Even if they don't speak a lot of English, they're always willing to help out with anything. This is not the place to sort of live. It is a little bit hard for someone like me. If you're, for example, if you're in my age group, like 25, 26, then it might be a little bit boring for you in a place like Udon. But if you're at a retirement age, you're looking to settle down, this is the perfect place for you. Udon Thani, guys, highly recommend it. All right, we're getting into my top 2 now. Number 2, this is a sleepy beachside town. It is Hua Hin. This is where I spent the most amount of time in Thailand. It was right here in Hua Hin. I spent 3 months here. I was stuck here during the COVID lockdowns, to be fair, but I really enjoyed my time in Hua Hin, guys. You've got a beach here. You're in close proximity to a place like Bangkok. And what I loved about Hua Hin the most is the real slow life here. Like if you're of the retirement age, and you're looking to settle down, this is the perfect place for you. And you've got a beach here as well. You've got a beach in Hua Hin, which is absolutely amazing. Udon Thani doesn't have a beach, whereas Hua Hin does. So this is why I put it as number 2 for me. And not only is it for the people of retirement age, you've got also a lot of people my age who would like to live here. It is definitely a place I could see myself living full-time. Hua Hin, no doubt about it. It was one of my favorite places to live in Thailand. I could definitely see myself living here full time, no doubt about it. You've got some great shopping malls there. One of my favorite malls in all of Thailand, Market Village, has got everything there. It's got an amazing street food court downstairs in the basement level in Market Village. One of my favorite places to eat in terms of shopping malls. You've also got the Blue Port shopping mall, but you've got some great beaches nearby like Kaltakiat Beach and those sort of places. So Hua Hin, guys, it's definitely recommended. All right, number one. What is number one, guys? Can you guys guess? I think some of you can. It is Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai. For me, it was either Chiang Mai or Hua Hin as number one. It was a very, very difficult decision, but I ultimately went with Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai, again, it is my favorite city in all of Thailand. I don't know how a city like Chiang Mai, you can fit like a medium-sized city in Chiang Mai, and you've just got so many things to do. It's just absolutely amazing, like an endless amount of things to do. You've got tourist attractions, you've got markets, you've got temples. It's just an amazing place, guys, and it's an amazing place to live. I actually kind of want to spend more and more time here. I feel like I didn't spend enough time here. I spent a little under a month here in Chiang Mai, but I feel like I got a good grasp of what the city is about and what it's like living there. So I absolutely recommend Chiang Mai, guys. Again, the food is amazing. It is in a beautiful part of Thailand in the north with a lot of mountainous landscapes and beautiful national parks and beautiful places to check out. It is just amazing. And I haven't actually heard anyone say a bad thing about Chiang Mai. This is the thing. I kind of wish I went to Chiang Mai a little earlier. This was my first time visiting Chiang Mai, was just last year, and I've been coming to Thailand since 2014 every year. So I still kind of regret not coming here sooner. However, I'm so glad that I have, and I'm so grateful to have discovered this beautiful city of Chiang Mai. And again, if I was to live anywhere in Thailand, Chiang Mai would be at the top of my list. This is why I put it as number one. Chiang Mai is amazing, and I highly recommend it. So guys, that is my top 5 lists of places to live and travel to in Thailand. What do you guys think of my list? Once again, please comment down below your thoughts, if you agree, if you disagree, and also, once again, leave your top 5 lists as well in the comments. I would love to hear them, as always. So, but guys, as you can see behind me, I've got my 2 flags behind me, my Australia flag and my Thailand flag. Today's the day where I have to leave this beautiful country of Thailand, and I will be heading back to Australia, back home to Australia. You know, a little bit bittersweet. It is definitely bittersweet. It has just been an incredible time. I still find it surreal of how long I have been here. Like, I didn't expect to be here for this long, and I'm so grateful that I have been here this long, and I'm grateful to everyone that I've met along the way here in Thailand. This is not the end for me. Once again, I will be back sooner than you think. Believe me, sooner than you think. I'm just very grateful to have spent the time in this beautiful country. This is like a second home to me. It really is. I kind of get emotional thinking about it, and especially today as it's my last day here. It always sucks, man. It always sucks when you have to leave this place, but you know, Australia is always going to be my home, man. It's always going to be my home. But Thailand, man, oh man, Thailand is just, Thailand's got my heart, guys. Thailand's got my heart. You know, not only I've got my girlfriend here, of course, but you know, it's just an amazing place, and I'm just so happy here. Like, I'm very happy here, no matter what it is. The people are so friendly. The places here are amazing. Everything is really cheap, and I just feel free here. I feel happy here, and not a lot of people understand this unless you've actually been here yourself. So if you're ever having the chance, the opportunity to come to Thailand, to come to this beautiful country, you need to come here, and I highly recommend you guys come here as soon as possible, especially now, as it's a great time to travel. It's still not 100% ideal in terms of the whole COVID situation, but it is a lot better than what it was last year, believe me. But yeah, guys, today is my last day. I'm heading back to Melbourne. Yeah, I'm trying not to get too emotional about it. It's going to be definitely depressing heading on down to the airport and then getting on that plane back to Australia, but I do see the positives in it, and I very much intend to be back very soon. So I'm definitely looking at the upside of that, and I'm very optimistic about that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed my journey here in Thailand the last year or so. Thank you guys for all of your kind words, for all of your support. I've met a lot of great people over here, and a lot of you subscribers I've spoken to a lot in the comments section, and a lot of you guys have sent me through some great messages and great support. So I'm very grateful for each and every one of you who I've started talking with and met over this past year and a half. This journey has been so wild. It has been a roller coaster of emotions, and it's just been an incredible time in Thailand. I definitely do not regret taking the opportunity to come here during a friggin' pandemic, you know, so I definitely don't regret it at all, and I'm so glad that I did. But Thailand, I will be back, don't worry. Thank you so much, Thailand, you are amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you, for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos in the future. I promise I will be uploading a lot more from Thailand in the very near future. And of course, when I go back to Australia, I will keep you guys updated with my journey over there as well. But also, please click the thumbs up button on this video. It really helps out the channel as well. And don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very grateful for your time. God is good. Let the journey continue. It will continue. Don't worry about that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.